What is up, everybody? It is Saintsfan, and today we are going to be continuing with part 3 of the rare car guide. And again, sorry it took a little bit longer than expected, but some of these cars are pretty difficult to find. Obviously, as you can tell, this is a rare car guide, but hopefully this guide will help you guys find all the cars that you were looking for. As always, before we get into the actual video, if you enjoy or think this is helpful, then definitely leave a like. If we can get over 2,000 likes, because we've got over 2,000 likes on all the other car videos, that would be super awesome. And then also, if you haven't already, definitely subscribe for more awesome GTA content. Now, before we get into the cars, again, just want to say that for all of these cars, it may be easier if you find the location of where they normally spawn at and then just find a new session, keep session hopping, and then you can find cars probably quicker than driving around for hours upon hours trying to find these cars in the same session. Also, if they are on Simeon's car list, then that gives them an extra chance of spawning in whatever lobby you're in. So just know that. But with that out the way, let's get into the actual cars. So the first car we actually have is the Mariachi Car, and this one was actually in the video about a couple of hours ago. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. It's kind of an interesting video. We kind of got moon gravity to work and online, and a lot of people, I was reading through the comments, said that this car was the cause of that. So if you definitely want to go test out that theory, then definitely get this car. But as you can see, we're at a certain location. I'll show you up in the mountains. I'll show you after I get in the car actually. But you're going to want to come to over here at exactly about 19 o'clock. At 19 o'clock on your phone, that is when this sort of cutscene, or not really a cutscene, but this series of events actually happens. So on this mountain that I'm at, there's actually a job up here. I think there's actually 2 jobs up here. So if you did like I did and did the teleportation thing, then you can actually get up here. But if not, just know I think it's the Rocky Road job, just to be sure. If you want to just check that out, it's the Rocky Road job. It's up here. Just wait up here, and then at 19 o'clock, then you're going to want to travel down this trail and follow basically where I'm going on this road. And once you get up here, there will be 2 cops, or 2 cop cars and a police helicopter. Sometimes there will also be a buzzard helicopter without the actual guns on it, which is kind of a rare helicopter in and of itself. But beyond all these, there's the Mariachi Car. And basically what this event is, the guy's about to jump off the cliff and the cops are trying to talk him down. Well, if you don't get there quick enough, he will successfully drive off the cliff. And as you see, he actually did that in this video. Fortunately for me though, the car didn't blow up when it got to the bottom, and I just jumped off as well. Also, you got to be careful because you probably will get cops, because you know you're gonna eventually run into either a cop or a cop car. So just be careful. Also, one thing I do want to mention is that sometimes this does not spawn if you have a lot of people over here. So just keep that in mind. And also, if you were looking at the cliff, it usually doesn't spawn either. So that's why I kind of hid at the beginning, just sort of down that other mountain. But once you find the car, as I said, it sometimes will jump off. Sometimes if you get there quick enough, it won't. But then you can just get in there and go from there. You know, it's a pretty cool car. It definitely is unique in the fact that it has the guitars in the back, which is awesome. I mean, obviously it's not the fastest car, but it is a cool car to show around. The next car we have is the Ocelot F620, and this one's actually kind of a really difficult car to find. You don't see it driving around too often, and what's awesome about this one, it's a 2-door supercar, I think, or no, it's a 2-door luxury car, and what's awesome, again, is that you can actually put this inside of your garage. But as you see, we are by the pier, by this parking lot, and this is the most common place to find it. Sometimes you'll find it driving in Vinewood Hills and some of the richer neighborhoods, but this is probably the best spot to find it. All I did, like I said at the beginning of this video, was just server hop, and you'll eventually find this car. It took me only a couple of tries, but this is sort of a combination between a Jaguar and a Maserati, when it definitely looks pretty cool. And I like the fact that you can definitely put this in your garage and keep it. And if you want a free luxury car, this is definitely the car for you. Next car we have is the Vapid Peyote Pimp car, and this one, as you can see when we land down here, there's actually 2 different versions. Some of them you'll find on the street are a little bit more upgraded than others. And also with this one, you're going to have to be careful because as you see, we are in Franklin's neighborhood, and there are a lot of gangs down here. So if you get in the car, they'll start shooting at you. So you just got to be careful. If you want to, you can go down there with a friend or 2 and just wipe out the gangs before you actually go searching for these cars. But again, these spawn in Franklin's neighborhood, sort of by his aunt's house, and then sometimes by his old garage and single player, the first garage he ever had. It's definitely a really cool looking car, and it's awesome to show to your friends. Again, it's not the greatest performance of a car, obviously. It's kind of an old school pimp car, but that's the beauty of it. It looks cool, and it's definitely a car just to showcase and have in your garage so you can brag to your friends. So the next car we actually have is the Albany Primo, and this one isn't as rare as some of the other ones, but it is a unique car. It's a 4-door car. It's kind of an old school looking car. The performance isn't the greatest on it, but if you want a different 4-door car, this one's the car for you. This one can be found either by the airport, which is where I found it, obviously, as you can see, sort of in the back of the airport. Also, you usually find this around Lester's house. So those are the two main areas that you can find these in. Again, not as rare as some of the other cars, but it is a unique looking car. If you want to customize it the way you want, then you can go with that. But again, if you were just looking for another old school car just to show off, this is a car that you would like. The next car we have is, again, another old school looking car. This one is actually, besides the Pimp car, I think I like this one as probably the second best sort of old school. I mean, I don't even know if you'd call this a muscle car. Probably am going to get flamed in the comments. It's not a muscle, it's not even close. Whatever. It still looks cool. This one's sort of like a truck car hybrid. As you see, you find this also around Lester's house. We found this one on the interstate driving around. This is a 2-door car. This is just another car if you want to show off to friends, customize it, make it look pretty cool, then that is what I would definitely recommend this car for. Obviously, you're not going to be racing or getting away from the cops in this car, so it's definitely a show-off car. But if you were looking for it, there it is. The next car we have isn't even really considered a car, but this one's also pretty hard to find. This one is the Romeo Hearse, and I'm pretty sure you can actually put this in your garage. I know a couple of friends that have theirs in their garage, but you can find this one pretty much at any church. I find that it's this church right here by the golf course at which it spawns the most on. It also helps, as you know, with all these cars, it helps if you have a friend or if you know somebody that has any one of these cars and drives it around the area, it'll more likely spawn. Also, I want to say that I think one of these hearses actually came from the parking lot right next door, so normally you're only going to find 1, maybe 2 hearses, not 3 as you see in the video. So I just wanted to say that before anybody got confused. But the hearse is a pretty cool car just to drive around in and have, because it is really hard to find online. And then the last car we have is the Benefactor Serrano, and it's more of a luxury SUV. This car comes with 4-wheel drive and is a pretty sleek looking car, if I do say so myself. I mean, obviously the SUV category isn't the favorite out of all of them, but it is a pretty cool car, and if you are one of those guys who likes SUVs, then this is the car for you. But as you see, we found this one sort of in the Vinewood Hills area. Sometimes you'll find this also in the Paleto Bay area, as you see in the video, kind of showing it on the map right there. But this is another car that if you get it on Simeon's list, it'll probably spawn more often than if you didn't have it on Simeon's list. But that is pretty much it with this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Part 4 should be out tomorrow. If not, it'll definitely be out Friday. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed again. Like the video, share it, subscribe, all that stuff. And as always, it's your boy Saintsfan. I'm out. Peace!